welcome back to my channel. Super grateful that you're here. As per always, I hope you're having a beautiful damn day. And welcome to this budget eats video. I got a bunch of food laid out in front of me that was just over $30. I'm gonna run you guys through everything, pop the prices up on the screen so that way you get an accurate representation of what I was spending and how I spent it. I do wanna say I did the grocery haul today, but the video is actually going to start tomorrow. I have a bunch of stuff in the fridge that I do wanna finish up before diving into this stuff. So I got a big bundle of spinach. I don't know why, but I always buy the packaged spinach in the big plastic boxes, but this is literally the same thing and so much cheaper. I got a big thing of carrots. I thought I would get the tri-colored carrots. They weren't expensive whatsoever compared to usual prices of tri-colored carrots, and I thought it would add a little bit more color and funness to our dishes. If you're going to try a week out like me, you can just get a normal bag of carrots. That's totally okay. I got a lemon and a lime, of course. I got some oranges. They were a pretty decent price, plus they're adorable, and I thought I needed some sort of fruity element this week for breakfasts. I got some apples as well, some cilantro. I really needed cilantro for a recipe that I'm going to make this afternoon, but of course I'm going to carry that on for the rest of the week. Got myself some nanners, a couple russet potatoes, a sweet potato, chunk of ginger, and some garlic. I got some mushrooms. I unfortunately forgot my produce bags, which makes me feel like a piece of poop, but nonetheless, we got some mushrooms. I got a bag of frozen veggies. I typically never buy frozen veggies. I don't know why, don't have anything against it. I used to think they weren't as good as fresh veggies, but now I know that it's a complete lie, and let's just not dive down that rabbit hole right now. Big thing of onion, a beautiful head of lettuce that was so freaking cheap, and it still has its fruit attached to it, so that's fun. Got some rice noodles. Absolutely love rice noodles. They are a staple in my diet, and these guys were pretty cheap. And I also got a thing of bok choy. So all of that there was the stuff that I got from the grocery store. Moving on to the stuff that I got from the bulk food store. Guys, I cannot rave enough about a bulk food store. Bulk Barn, if you're in Canada, I'm not too sure if they're in the States, I really don't know, but bulk food stores are absolutely incredible. You can get so much stuff for such a good price, as well as only get the stuff that you need. I absolutely hate going into a grocery store and, for instance, I would have had to buy a massive bag of these beans, but instead I went to the bulk food store and I only bought what I was going to use for this week, which saved me money, saved space in the kitchen, and I can also use my own jars. I'm not sure everywhere if you guys can use your own jars just because of the way the world is right now. You can simply just bring your jars in and ask. If it's a yes, go for it. Get them weighed, use your own jars. If no, that sucks. I got some black turtle beans, some dates, some oats, some brown rice penne pasta. I also want to say that this week is going to be gluten-free as well, which is absolutely amazing. I grabbed some quinoa. The reason I got quinoa instead of rice is just because it's higher in protein. I got some pinto beans, some yellow split peas, and some raisins. And then I also grabbed these rice cakes, which were on sale. However, it wasn't that big of a sale. They were regularly $2.10, I believe. And I got them for like $1.70 or $1.80, something like that. But it'll be up on the screen, so you will know. I don't currently know. Did I say this already? I also got some peanut butter. Again, bulk food store, absolutely amazing. I didn't want to buy a big jar of peanut butter or nut butter for this week because that would be like $5. And that would take up literally like 1/6 of my budget, and that wasn't gonna be fun. Hey guys, so sorry to interrupt the video. It's future editing Julia here, and I just wanted to let you know that when I was at the Bulk Barn place, me and the cashier, we were hitting it off, we were having a good time. She was really excited that I brought my own jars, and without me being aware, she added a $5 discount right here on my total. I did not realize that she did that until I was inputting the prices into this video. So I do just want to let you know that the prices that I just popped up on the screen aren't going to make sense with the total because there is a $5 discount. However, you will see at the end of the video, I ended up not using just over $5 worth of that stuff. So it does equal itself out, but I wanted to let you know that it's not really going to make sense right now. Anyways, let's carry on with the video. So this is our big grocery haul, and we're gonna make so many delicious, nourishing, and fun, flavorful recipes during this week, and I'm so excited to dive into it with you guys. If you could do me a quick favor and hit that like button and the subscribe button if you haven't already, it truly supports my channel. And without further ado, let's get on to all of the food.
Whoa.
Hello? Is this thing on? Hello? Hello? It's voiceover Julia here, coming in clutch. I'm gonna be hanging out with you basically for the rest of this video. This morning, I started my day off with a green tea. Yes, my green tea is not in the budget. However, green tea is relatively cheap, and it's just part of my daily ritual to have something warm to drink first thing. So I hope you can excuse me for sipping on a green tea. I poured some hot water over some pinto beans and some black beans and allowed them to soak throughout the day, and then I got a head start on breakfast. I'm so sorry to interrupt this video again. I know it's pinto beans, but I say pinto beans about 1,000,000 times in this video. So trust me, I know it's pinto, but it just rolls off my tongue as pinto. Don't bother me in the comments about this. I'm aware I messed up. I diced up an apple, added some cinnamon, clove, salt, and stew that on the stove with a little bit of water. Once they were nice and soft, I added half of a cup of oats and a cup of water, covered it until the oats were basically cooked, and then added some diced up dates. Mixed that all together and then plated it up in my bowl. Once I had this bowl of oats beautifully plated, as you see, how gorgeous is that? I'm being a little bit sarcastic here. I added half of a banana and some peanut butter to the mix. Sometimes when we're on a budget, we have to do simplicity, but that doesn't mean it has to lack on flavor. With the cinnamon and a little bit of clove, it was a beautiful way to start the day. For lunch, I was feeling a big old stir fry, so I minced up some garlic and some ginger, diced up an onion, sliced up, and then chopped up some bok choy as well. Added some oil to my pan on low-medium heat, added my ginger, garlic, and mushrooms, browned them up, and then added some frozen veggies. Covered that with a lid until they were nice and thawed. I threw in my bok choy, and from there, I made a delicious sauce. I make this type of sauce all the damn frickin' time with tamari, sriracha, lime juice, and some sort of sweetener. Today, I'm just using some coconut sugar, but you can use maple syrup, agave, or just some plain white sugar, whatever you got on hand. I also added some lime zest and some peanut butter. I mixed that sauce all on up and set it aside while I was making my rice noodles by simply just pouring some hot water over my noodles and allowing it to sit. I threw in my stir-fry sauce along with a touch of water, covered it. Oh, the bowl is hot. And once my rice noodles were done, I threw them into the stir fry, mixed everything all on up, covered it for about a minute just to infuse the noodles with all of the delicious sauce, plated it up, and topped it off with some fresh cilantro. You can definitely add some sort of protein element to this dish if you would like. Some beans, some tofu, some tempeh, whatever you desire. Make it your own. Have fun and nourish your body. Today, I just really wanted to keep it chill, keep it light, you know, keep it easy. You know those days? Yeah, me too. Me too. So I cooked up some quinoa, literally just some plain quinoa, nothing fancy here. Chopped up some lettuce, ribboned up some carrots. I love the color of that purple carrot. And then, for some extra sweet element that is so freaking good, I highly recommend doing this, adding some freaking tangerine to your salad. Like, fruit in salads needs to happen more often. I then made a dressing with some balsamic vinegar, olive oil, salt, oregano, onion powder, paprika, stirred that all on up, and drizzled it on top of my very simple little salad here. You can definitely spice this up by adding some sort of pumpkin seeds, sesame seeds, sunflower seeds, hemp seeds. Maybe you can grill up some tofu, throw that on there, have fun, and play with your meals. Here I am drinking another green tea. I love green tea. It's relatively cheap. Get yourself some green tea. So I'm cooking up my beans in some boiling salt water and just let them cook until they were nice and tender. I tasted a bean every once in a while to make sure that I didn't overdo it. The black beans did take a little bit longer than the pinto beans, so just keep that in mind. And then after my beans were done, it was time to make breakfast because I wanted some pinto beans for breakfast. I mashed them all up, not all of them. I mashed some of them up with some lemon juice, smoked paprika, oregano, salt, pepper, and I just taste tested as I went until I got a delicious flavor in these beans. I then added all of the beans that I just mashed up onto 2 rice cakes, and then I ribboned up some more carrot. I am just having so much fun with these carrots today. Topped it off with some spinach and some carrot, and then I decided last minute I should add some Dijon mustard to this. Should I added the Dijon mustard to the bottom of the rice cake? Absolutely. But instead I decided to do this. And then on my 3rd rice cake, I just spreaded out some peanut butter, sliced up a banana, and made this cute little ring of bananas on top of it. I wasn't sure if I was feeling savory, I wasn't sure if I was feeling sweet, so today I treated myself to both, because you know what? You live in a world where you can do that. I was feeling an easy yet flavorful lunch for today, so I'm making a big old salad with a dressing. I got lemon juice, olive oil, onion powder, smoked paprika, chili powder, maple syrup, salt, all of the good things in my dressing. And then for our salad, I'm just ripping up some spinach, throwing that on in there, along with some leftover quinoa, some black beans, some cilantro, and then I'm going to ribbon up some carrots as well. I love doing carrots like this. I just think it's so much more fun texturally than dicing them up or shredding them. It does take a little bit longer. It takes some dedication, but you know what? I think it's worth it. I also ripped up some lettuce, threw that on there, and then drizzled my sauce on very slowly and dreamily, if I do say so myself, mixed it all together and enjoyed this very delicious, nourishing lunch. A little bit after that, I munched on a couple cookies because I had some double chocolate cookies left over after my friends came over the other day. We drank wine, we had cookies. It was a good freaking time. But after my little cookie break, it was time to make some dinner. I minced up some garlic, diced up an onion, threw that into my frying pan and fried them up until they started to get a little translucent. I seasoned them with some pepper, some salt, some oregano, and some chili flakes, and let that just kind of wake up the spices for a minute or so. Added some frozen veggies, threw my lid on top, and then I got some pasta going. I salted my water, threw in my brown rice penne pasta, and then for a little bit extra protein in this meal, I'm adding some pinto beans for a little more flavor. I'm adding some lemon zest. I feel like people don't zest lemons often enough, and I'm here for it. I added some pasta water, I added my pasta, I added some spinach and some lemon juice as well, mixed that all on up, and then I decided I needed something else. It needed like that bold flavor of Dijon mustard. If you are not a mustard fan, what are you doing with your life? No, I'm kidding. It's a joke. I understand that mustard is a required taste, but I love it so deeply. And good morning. I had my green tea, and then it was time to make some freaking breakfast because I was really hungry on this morning, and I was feeling another big salad bowl. Sliced up some mushrooms, threw them into my pan, browned them up with some pinto beans, salted them, peppered them, chili flaked them, and added some balsamic vinegar to it until it was nice and caramelized and delicious. I probably used about a tablespoon worth of balsamic vinegar. I threw them into my bowl along with some lettuce, some spinach, some shredded carrot, and a little drizzle more of balsamic vinegar and some lemon juice as well. We don't have to make nourishing food technical. We can make it very, very simple by just using minimal ingredients, yet adding the right ingredients to make it flavorful.
I'm sick of daydreaming, I just want to feel.
So I honestly think stir fries are like my best friend. If I had no human friends, I would name a stir fry and make it my best friend. You know that movie where he names a beach ball or a volleyball Wilson? That would be me on a deserted island with a stir fry. I would probably just eat the stir fry. Anyways, okay, I'm sauteing some onion, some ginger, and some garlic, along with some bok choy. I added some tamari, some lime juice, and some chili flakes. And to sweeten it up, I added some orange zest. Again, zest things. Zest your citrus. To also balance out the flavor with a touch of sweetness, I added some maple syrup. I then added some frozen veggies, which were basically carrots at this point in time. And if I had some leftover pinto beans, I would have definitely added pinto beans to the stir fry instead of black beans. I think it would have went a little bit better. However, you have what you have, and I needed some sort of protein element in this dish, so I added some black beans, topped it off with some lime juice and a touch of sesame seed. Again, use what you have in the house. If you don't have sesame seeds, it really wasn't that big of an element. It's just nice to add on top of stir fries, you know? Okay, let's get serious though for a second. I was really sad on this day, to be honest. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on in Canada right now, and it's just sort of overwhelming. So I went on a long walk to clear my head and get in touch with myself. And then I made myself a hot chocolate. No, it was not in my budget, but my soul needed it. My soul also needed a one-pot dinner, so that is what we're doing. I minced up some garlic, diced up an onion and a potato, along with some carrots as well. And for some nice fresh flavor in my casserole, I chopped up some cilantro. I added everything to my pot along with some split peas that I soaked earlier in the day. So I just added half of a cup of split peas to a bowl along with some hot water and let them soak throughout the day. Threw them into my casserole along with some leftover black beans and some quinoa as well. I added 1/3 cup of quinoa, and then we have to spice it up with some smoked paprika, chili powder, chili flakes, some bay leaves, some oregano, and some Frank's hot sauce. If you don't have Frank's hot sauce, that's totally okay. Squeeze some lemon juice in there, squeeze some lime juice in there, add a touch of vinegar. We just want a little bit of acidity in this. I then added the appropriate amount of water in comparison to how much quinoa I added and how much water I thought the potatoes would need to cook. Salted the heck out of it. Okay, not salted the heck out of it, but salted it good. Don't be scared of salt like I once was. So the essence of sadness was still lingering on me, so I decided to keep it light and easy this morning by slicing up an apple, munching on it with some peanut butter, and making myself a coffee. I've been slowly cutting out coffee, however, I decided that Sundays are a day for coffee. I don't want to drink coffee when I need it. I want to drink coffee when I want it. Once I was done munching on my apples and my peanut butter, and as I was sipping on my coffee, I decided to make this breakfast, lunch thing. I don't want to name it because sometimes we don't need to name meals. We can just eat when we're freaking hungry and carry on with our life, okay? I seasoned my potatoes with some salt and made sure they were well oiled. However, this pan gave me hell, not gonna lie. I really need to go buy a new baking sheet. Like, I just really suck at buying myself things. I don't know why. I just always convince myself, like, oh, I don't really need that. Like, it's fine. And the next thing you know, like, I'm wearing the same underwear for like 17 years. And I'm like, why don't I? This has nothing to do with underwear. Okay, carrying forward. With my potatoes, I make myself a good old salad. I have some lettuce, some spinach, some carrot, and some tangerine. And I also sliced up some leftover cilantro stalks just for some extra flavor. And then now I'm making myself a dressing. I squeezed some lemon, I added some balsamic vinegar, salt, pepper, chili flakes, and a little bit of maple syrup to balance it all out and add some more sweetness. But yeah, like I said, this tray gave me freaking hell. My potatoes, all of them, every single one of them stuck. I just had to slowly and carefully scrape them off of the pan. Anyways, I mixed some mayo with some Frank's hot sauce, dipped my potatoes in that, and then enjoyed. This dinner was so freaking simple, yet so damn delicious, and I cannot recommend it enough. I threw in a sweet potato into my pot, threw that into the oven for about 40 minutes or however long your sweet potato takes to cook. I then boiled up my pinto beans because they don't take very long. I think I boiled them for maybe 25 minutes in some salted water. And once they were done, all I did was drain them, set them aside, and then diced up half of an apple, some onion, some garlic, and then sauteed it in the same pan that I had the beans boiling in. I seasoned it all with some smoked paprika, oregano, chili flakes, salt, pepper, a little bit of chili powder as well, and then added my beans back in once the apple, onion, and garlic were nice and soft. These are going to be like sweet, spicy, barbecued baked beans in a sense, so I added a touch of coconut sugar along with a little bit of water just to kind of help it along and make it saucy. Once my sweet potato was done, I threw it into my bowl, sliced it up, added my beans along with some fresh cilantro and some nutritional yeast. Obviously, the nutritional yeast is totally optional. I just felt like it would be a nice element as well. So I'm making a very similar breakfast to day one. Nothing new here, nothing super exciting, but you know what? Sometimes when you're on a budget, you just gotta keep it simple. So I added half of an apple to my pot along with some dates, half a cup of oats, a cup of water, stirred that all on up, cooked it until the oats were almost done, added some cinnamon, some clove, and a touch of salt as well. Once they were completely done, I added them to my bowl along with a little bit of peanut butter because peanut butter is freaking delicious. For lunch, I needed something to nourish my soul and just bring some love into my heart, and I feel like the answer to that is soup.
soup is healing to the soul, you know? So I threw in some onions, some ginger, some garlic, some mushrooms, and some carrot to a pot. And as they were sauteing, I needed some anti-inflammatory properties in my life because I was just feeling like the sadness was inflaming me. So I made a turmeric latte, and then once my veggies were done sauteing, I added some bok choy along with some chili flakes, some salt, lots of salt by the way, because we were making a soup and we gotta season it. I also added some frozen veggies and then a bunch of water to the mix as well. Probably added somewhere in the range of 6 to 8 cups worth of water. Squeezed in half of a lime, and then once I squeezed out all of the juice, I just dropped that entire half of the lime in the soup and let it stew for about 30 to 40 minutes, picked it out, threw it in the garbage, and then seasoned my soup with some tamari to add a little bit extra flavor. And then it was time to add our rice noodles in. So I just dropped in a nest of rice noodles and cooked them up right in the soup instead of boiling them in another pot or in a bowl. I just thought it'd be easier to throw them in with the soup. And because I didn't want the rice noodles just sitting in that soup and getting all soggy and gross and weird, I picked them all out and put them into the first bowl of soup. As you can tell, the second bowl has like no noodles in it. I did a pretty good job at picking out all those noodles. And you know what? I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of myself for that. It's dedication.
You wanna come back, son? Shine my way, sunshine. Thank you. Hey guys, it's a few days later and I wanted to show you everything that I didn't use up over the 5 days that I was filming. I also want to note that I didn't show you my dinner on the last day because simply it was Valentine's Day and it was a day of love. So me and Mitch celebrated together. We were planning on making homemade tacos, the whole tortilla deal and everything, but he was on call so we didn't really have the time to do that. So we ended up just getting some takeout sushi. Nonetheless, I hope you guys had a beautiful love day, even if it was a self-love day. Every day is self-love day, and every day is a day to just celebrate love in the whole universe. Anyways, I got quite a few things to run you guys through. So first things first, I got probably about a lunch size worth of soup left over. I do have some leftover of that casserole quinoa bean thing that I cooked in the oven the other day. I have some frozen veggies that are basically just carrots now, but carrots are good. I like carrots. I got a very sad looking banana that I'll probably end up making some sort of a sweet dessert with. Got one little cute orange. Got a decent amount of garlic left. I got one little nest of some rice noodles. I used about a third of the quinoa that I got. So a third of quinoa I still have. About half of the brown rice pasta that I bought I still have left over. More than half of these split peas. I would say I only use like 1/3 of them, so I have 2/3 left. I used about half of these dates. Whoa, that was aggressive. I used about half of these black turtle beans, half of the amount of oats that I got. I still have a little bit of peanut butter left over, not too much, but enough to maybe snack on an apple with. I only used 3 rice cakes in total, so I have like 75% of this package left over, and I didn't use any of these raisins. So I went ahead and calculated everything that I didn't use from Bulk Barn, just like roughly estimating like half the amount of oats that I used. And with all of those calculations of the stuff that I didn't use, I have just over $5 worth of stuff here, so $5.20. I didn't like calculate the leftovers and the little bit of frozen veggies here and like one banana and whatever. I just let that be, but everything from the bulk food store that I got, I calculated and it was $5.20 that I had left over. So nonetheless, I got lots of food left over to use up, and I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video and got some inspiration from it. I really wanted to show you guys that it is doable to be a vegan and gluten-free person on a budget. Yes, you have to get a little creative with your meals. Yes, maybe some of your meals aren't going to be super technical and you may be limited of what meals you can make. However, it is possible. I used to live on a $50 budget every single week, and that was a very strict budget for me. So cutting it down to $30, I could have been so much more creative in that $50 budget than I was when I was doing that sort of thing. If you guys like this sort of video, make sure you hit the like button and the subscribe button, and let me know down in the comments if you want to see some more of these videos. I can maybe cut this budget to $20, to $25, to $15. You never freaking know. And I also want to note, I'm Canadian, so this is in Canadian currency. $30 Canadian is probably about $20 US. That is an exact is not exact whatsoever. Maybe type that into Google and I'm gonna fact check myself right now and put it up on the screen. Okay, enough is enough. It's time to shut up, Julia. Have a beautiful day. I'm sending everyone so much love and I will see you again very, very soon for many more videos to come. Before you guys go anywhere, I forgot to mention that I made myself breakfast using the last little remnants of some stuff, including the last potato, some spinach, and some cilantro, a touch of onion, and some garlic as well. I added some spices like some salt, some pepper, some chili flakes, the last quarter of that lemon that I had, including a little drizzle of balsamic vinegar. I hope you enjoyed the last little potato meal idea here. I love potatoes, you love potatoes, we all love potatoes. Enjoy potato breakfast every once in a while. Anyways, guys, I love you.